All right, another video coming in the spirit of edification, truth and sincerity. Giving all glory, all praise, all honor to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, GMS. All right, peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect, the remnant, beginning with the 144,000, as well as the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children. And, in this video, I want to talk about, I want to pretty much discuss two words, all right, update and outdate. All right, update, outdate, being updated, being outdated. And I want to go into this because just like right now, it's funny I'm doing this video right now, but I had I'm sitting in this parking lot and it's a Jake. Right before I cranked the camera up, it was a Jake standing right out here blasting Feliz Navidad, right? Which is how you say Merry Christmas in Spanish, And of course, it was an older Jake, all right, because he's an older Jake. He's used to this time of the year, people being in that Christmas spirit, the Christmas carols and being jolly and cheerful, right? Which that's an outdated spirit. That spirit is not around anymore, okay? Especially amongst younger people. And I knew he was an older Jake before I even seen his face once I heard the music playing. But let's go ahead and get the definition of outdate. All right, outdate means to replace or make absolute, or to replace or make obsolete or old-fashioned, to make out obsolete or out of date. And that's what's happening with people that are of an older age, okay? Because people of the older age, they're still holding on to outdated customs and ways when life has changed so much in the last 10 years, but especially in the last 4 or 5 years. Things have changed drastically, and they're still living in an obsolete spirit. Another example is I had a girlfriend who was paying a mechanic for coming out to work on her car, and the mechanic didn't have any payment apps. Okay, his wife had to download payment apps. Okay, so he or his wife didn't even have any payment apps. They didn't have Zelle or Cash App, none of that. All right, because of course they were older, they were outdated. And this is why something I want to point out is AI is constantly updating. It's updating. It's doing the opposite. It's staying up to date. You notice your phones, there's always a new iPhone update. There's always a new app update because this technology is constantly updating while people are becoming more and more out of date. So let's get a scripture before we continue. Let's get Matthew 26:41. It says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." All right. In the NLT, it says, "Keep watch and pray." And this is part of keeping watch. All right. Paying attention to what's going on. Like the scripture says, be circumspect. Paying attention to what's going on around you. All right. Not being ignorant to anything. Let's get that. Because one thing about us, all right, men of the Lord ain't ignorant. We're very studious men. Sirach 5:15, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small." All right, so we supposed to be updated too. So let's get the definition of update. Update is to alter so as to be up to date, to inform someone with the latest information, and that's what we do. We update the flock. We keep you abreast to the most recent information. What's currently happening. All right. And why so many people are going to die here because they're not up to date. They don't know what's going on. They're in ignorance. They're not keeping watch. Okay. You have to be updating yourself. You can't be outdated. All right. Because you're going to get left behind. And that's why people are going to need that mark to stay up, to keep up. I had just cut on my PS3 the other day. I ain't cut that shit on in so long, man. That shit was so outdated. It barely didn't even want to work because it was so outdated. That's why everything now has to be updated. Everything is becoming on the grid and it has to be updated with the grid, or it's just not going to work anymore. And the same thing with people. People that are not updating themselves, they're going to be killed, as it says in Revelation 13:15. Let's get that real quick, because this goes into the mark. And it's just something on my spirit I wanted to discuss. Revelation 13:15, he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And killed is going to get literally, all right, people that don't get the chip are going to, be killed, be martyrs, be beheaded. But also, kill goes into being separated or being allowed to perish. And that's where society is going. If you don't, stay up to date with all of these technological advancements, you're just going to be left out. You're going to be left out. And which takes me to another point I wanted to mention. Like, even in business, personally, I don't be wanting to do all this social media shit. I like being private. I don't like putting everything on social media. But it's really hard if you're self-employed or a business owner. I'm self-employed. I'm not a business owner. I'm just self-employed. But it's hard to stay afloat if you don't have social media presence, if you ain't doing nothing on social media, because that's the up-to-date way of doing things. Social media, posting pictures, posting reels, posting videos, right? You have to do these things. Otherwise, if you don't, it's going to be hard to move. You're going to become outdated. If you don't have reviews, testimonials, right? That's just, and I'm saying this because it's a reminder to myself, I have to do these things, because I've been kind of venturing away, and I'm seeing the fruits of not doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I done got way, I'm starting to get behind on shit. So now I'm gonna have to update and go ahead and play ball, So, you want to stay updated. You don't want to stay outdated. You want to keep watch, because it's real easy to get behind financially, mentally, everything. Spiritually, if you ain't plugged in with the group and the chats and the, what's going on with the spirit of the churches and everything, you'll get left behind. You become outdated. Next thing you know, like they say, it's 3 types of people, and I know I'm gonna mess this up, but they got 3 types of people. Those that say, what happened? Those that see what's happening, those that say what happened, or something like that. If you know that story, or that's I don't know if you would call that a parable or a metaphor, but that story, I ain't heard it in like 15 years. But those 3 types of people, those that say what's happening, what happened, and those that look and say what happened, or something like that. But yeah, man. So it was just something I wanted to discuss. While I had a little moment, a little break on my time. Prayer was edifying. All right, stay up to date, stay in the know, and you gotta adjust, man. Don't get too caught up in doing things the old way, because the old ways are just, they're fading away. The scripture says the fashion of the world passeth away. We even though we're young people in the 30s, we're still young, but our ways, they're not really doing these things no more, man. Things are changing, bro. You gotta adjust quickly, because this shit changing very quickly. In 4 years, just payments alone have evolved in many ways. It went from swiping a card to inserting a card to tapping a card to not even using a card at all in the last few years, man. So, the end is coming quickly. Prayer was edifying. Shalom.